Alright, round 2. This looks a lot like our hand in game 1 of last game. And we're on the play again. I think I have to keep it. I think I have to try to just do this again. Misty Rainforest, crack it. We will get Basic Forests. We will play Birds of Paradise. Pass the turn. Our opponent's playing a Lurrus deck again. Imagine that. Alright, come on, Bazaar Trade Mage off the top. Come on, Bazaar Trade Mage. I believe in you. Opponent plays the Champion of the Parish. That's not a Bazaar Trade Mage. Alright, let's play Scalding Tarn. Pass the turn. We'll get a Ketria Triumph at end of turn. Opponent plays a Plains. Plays Unsettled Mariner. Unsettled Marinera. Looks like they're getting in for 2. Yup. That's fine. Not bad, but not the fastest clock ever from humans, so... Fauna Shaman. So if I play Fauna Shaman, the downside is they could get rid of it in some way, and then I'm in a bad spot. But if they don't get rid of it, I can use it to search up Bazaar Trade Mage, and then do the thing. I think I gotta go for it. Tapped Steam Vents. Pass the turn. Alright. No Reflector Mage, please. No removal for the Fauna Shaman at all, in fact. Please. Thalia's Lieutenant. That's not removal. It's scary, but it's not removal. So I will count it. Opponent gets a bunch of counters. Yep. Opponent. Yep. Do they have a land to play? I'm probably just going to take this instead of chump blocking with Birds of Paradise. Yeah. I'm at 9. Opponent does not play a land. I untap. I draw a Fauna Shaman. Alright, let's activate Fauna Shaman. Ditch a Vengevine. Get Bazaar Trade Mage. Cast Bazaar Trade Mage. I draw 2, I discard 3. So I can still afford to play this land to thin the deck a little bit, maybe draw another Vengevine or another Hollow One. We'll see. Get another Forest. Play the Trade Mage. Now I have Birds of Paradise as a chump blocker to conserve some life. Yup. Draw 2. More Vengevines, please. Yes! Alright, Vengevine, Birds of Paradise. Away with you. Cast a Hollow One. Get a million boys. I will use Vengevine's ability. Yes. Yes, and yes. Okay. So let's see. I can actually attack with 2 Vengevines. I'm going to leave one back to block with. Because if I let Vengevines... well... because I can let Vengevines die, and then I can get them back with Fauna Shaman into Trinket Mage. So I think that's right. Yep. Opponent goes to 12. We will... see what our opponent does. Opponent plays Esper Sentinel. Gets some counters. That is all well and good. Another Thalia's Lieutenant? Yep. Another Thalia's Lieutenant gets a bunch of counters. Sounds good to me. Yep, yep, yep. Does opponent attack? How do they attack if they do? Opponent does not attack. Interesting. So I think we definitely Fauna Shaman here. But I guess I'll see what we get with it. If I had a way to discard it now, Wonder would be the right choice. Maybe I just wait a turn, because I can pass the turn, my opponent can attack in, I can chump block a bunch. I can, at end of turn, activate Fauna Shaman, go get Wonder, and then on my turn, activate Fauna Shaman, get Trinket Mage, get Vengevines back? That sounds right. Alright, I'll do that. I'll just attack with Bazaar Trade Mage this turn. We'll see if this backfires horribly somehow, but I don't suspect that it will. I'm attacking with the Bazaar Trade Mage even though I don't necessarily have to for this plan, because I don't want to signal to our opponent that we have some master plan to kill them in a turn. And I think they might suspect that if we suddenly stop attacking. At least in the air. Opponent goes to 9. We pass the turn. What would our opponent like to do? What can they do? They play in other planes. Opponent's thinking about their life choices. Playing humans against a bunch of vintage cards, essentially. Or at least the closest approximation that we have to them in this format. For a little while, Bazaar Trade Mage was actually seeing vintage play along with Bazaar of Baghdad, and I thought that was very cool. Because I've liked this card ever since it first got spoiled. It's just fun to play with Aladdin. What does our opponent have? I wonder if there's any particular cards that help them in this scenario that they have in their main deck, at least. I sort of doubt it, unless they randomly have a bunch of Path to Exiles in a Humans tribal deck. But because we got in for a little bit of extra damage, even having like 2 paths doesn't necessarily save them. They have to have more than that. What do they have, is the question. They play a Thalia. That matters shockingly little against our deck, since we only have 1 non-creature spell in the main deck. Gets a million counters on all their guys. Not that they weren't extremely big anyway. Opponent taps 2 more. Plays Meddling Mage. Can they figure out what to name? They need to name Trinket Mage. They name Bazaar Trade Mage. Alright, that's fine. don't particularly care about that one. Gets a bunch of counters again. So they're tapped out. They only have one card in hand, even more importantly. So we know we're not going to get randomly solituded. Attacks with Champion of the Parish. We will block with Birds of Paradise. Yes. Yes. End of turn. Activate Fauna Shaman, ditch the other Fauna Shaman. Get Wonder. Untap. Activate Fauna Shaman. Ditch Wonder. All of our stuff has flying. Now we don't even need to get anything. But I will anyway, just to be that kind of oh, it looks like they're conceding. No. Yes. Okay, our opponent concedes. Fantastic. So what do we want to bring in against humans? Explosives seems pretty good. Shadow Spear seems pretty good. Curse Totem, not really. Damping Sphere, not really. Tormod's Crypt, no. Foundation Breaker, not really. Stub, not really. Oof, not really. Wonder was very good, so we're definitely keeping that. Let's ditch a couple merchants. Let's ditch the one Midnight. I don't know how I feel about Chalice of the Void against them. It feels like they can just kind of play around it because of their land. But Chalice on one might still be good. I'm not certain. Maybe I don't keep Chalice in and play Midnight instead. Let's try it out like that. Alright, so we brought in 2 Engineered Explosives and 1 Shadow Spear, and we ditched the 1 Chalice and 2 of our Merchant of the Veils. This hand's real medium. It can ramp out a Vengevine, so I guess that's nice. And it has some sideboard stuff, so we'll keep it. You can't mulligan too much with this deck because of Bazaar Trade Mage being card negative. Or, yeah, card negative. Let's play Wooded Foothills, fetch a basic forest, play Birds of Paradise. Forest, bop. Sego. Ideally they'll play a bunch of 2-drops, so then we can EE on 2 and not lose anything right now. But if they just play a bunch of Champion of the Parishes, I will definitely just get rid of them with explosives at the loss of my own Birds of Paradise. They play a Prismatic End. Now I feel even less bad about it. Play Cavernous Souls. Plays Esper Sentinel. Okie dokie. So I don't really want to play explosives and pass because of Prismatic Ending. So I think I'll just play a tapped Ketria Triumph and pass the turn. Yurga. Hopefully they play 2 more 1-drops here. That would be ideal. Maybe 3 more 1-drops even. Looks like they got a 2-drop. Meddling Mage. That's fine. What do they name? Probably Bazaar Trade Mage, since that's what they picked last time. It's not like they've seen any removal from us. Opponent. How does Meddling Mage work with Bone Crusher Giant, I wonder? They name Hollow One, that's fine. Kind of funny, even if that was turning off cards for us. They play another 1-drop, that's good. They're Esper Sentinels though, so it means that they're going to get some card draw. Possibly. Opponent hits us for a bunch. I definitely want to get that champion off the board, so I'm just going to let them draw a couple cards here. Shock myself. Play explosives on 1. Yes. Okay. No. Okay. No. And I might as well wait till their turn to actually activate engineered explosives. But I doubt it'll change anything since I don't think they're playing any hasty creatures. Opponent goes to combat. We explode lots of things and take 2 down to 8. And now we can play a couple of Vengevines. Our opponent has a pretty full grip though, so I don't know how much that's going to matter. They put Lurrus into their hand. Okay. Let's play Misty Rainforest. Crack. And I think we just put Vengevine on blocking duty since they're at 20 still. Let's see. Get a basic island. Cast a Vengevine. Pass the turn. Hopefully we draw something saucy soon. Bazaar Trade Mage would be really nice, because we can probably have a decent turn with that. Fauna Shaman would be pretty nice. Trinket Mage would be pretty nice, because then we can get Shadow Spear and start getting some lifelink on. But we'll see what happens. Looks like they're playing Lurrus, probably into Champion of the Parish if I had to guess. Yep, plays Champion. Opponent. Would you like to attack with your 2/2? They do not. Alright. Very sad. Let's play a Vengevine. Let's pass the turn, since we're still in a fairly perilous situation with our life total. I should have played a land there, but I wasn't really thinking about it. Opponent cracks Silent Clearing. Looking for cards. They've got at least a couple Esper Sentinels. We know that much. They play a snow-covered island. Are they just playing blue-white humans? That's kind of interesting. I don't think I've seen that. They play a Phantasmal Image to get another Champion of the Parish. So their champions will start growing here. Yep. And indeed they do. Do they attack with the 3/3? They do. I will happily trade a Vengevine for that. We draw Birds of Paradise. Well, let's cast Birds of Paradise. Let's cast Blazing Root Walla. Get the Vengevine back. Yes. Play a Scalding Tarn, pass the turn. Yep. We need good draws. And we need them pretty much immediately. Because our opponent has plenty of stuff to do with this Lurrus. And we do not. Opponent taps for 2, plays Unsettled Mariner, that's fine. Grows the guys. Yep. I need to always yield to these. I might regret that eventually, but I don't have my Bone Crusher Giant already, so hopefully it won't matter. I'll feel silly if it does wind up mattering. Yep. Opponent passes the turn. We draw another land. That's kind of annoying. Pass the turn. Chump block central over here. We've drawn an enormous amount of lands and very few spells compared to the amount of lands that we've drawn so far. Opponent grows their guys. Opponent has another human to play. Sanctifier, in fact, that's pretty annoying. Luckily it only hits black and red cards out of the graveyards, I'm pretty sure, though. Yeah, black or red, so Vengevine doesn't get got by Sanctifier Invac. But still. Still in a bad spot. What even is the best thing for us to draw here, I wonder? Just more engineered explosives, maybe? It's possible. They Anthenize our Vengevine. They've got one card left in hand, but we're pretty much dead here. Opponent attacks for a bunch. We will block. Nope. Block. Block and pump Root Walla. And we'll see what we draw. But I'm pretty sure we don't have anything that gets us directly out of this scenario. So we'll see. We draw. Trinket Mage. Trinket Mage. Explosives on one. Our opponent just still has a bunch of stuff, but we get a Vengevine back. We'll see what happens. Might as well. Yes. Yes. Engineered explosives. I will play as tapped Stomping Ground. Cast Engineer Explosives for one. I'll go ahead and crack Scalding Tarn. Get a mountain. No. Okay. No. Okay. Alright. Well, we have theoretically two blockers because cracking on one means we can get Vengevine back, and maybe our opponent will forget about that and do something foolish. Maybe attack with Lurrus, hopefully. We'll see. We will see, we will see. Opponent. Taps 2 mana, plays Thalia's Lieutenant. Okay. I think Thalia's Lieutenant means that we're dead because they attack with Lurrus, Unsettled Mariner, Sanctifier, Invac, and they all have 3 power or more. But we'll see. Yeah, okay. Concede the game. We did get a pretty good draw right at the end there. It just came a bit too late. Let's see. Do I want to change the sideboard at all? Is it worth bringing in Tormod's Crypt just to deal with Lurrus shenanigans? I wonder. Probably not, but maybe? It's kind of weird. I think I just run it back, most likely. Maybe I cut Memnite and bring in Tormod's Crypt because Memnite is pretty unimpressive on a board full of 3/3 and beyond humans. Foundation Breaker's probably not worth it. We've only seen one enchantment, I think, from them. Yeah, let's do it like that. And hopefully we can just get a kind of busted hand again. For game 3, now that we're going to be on the play again. Yes, we will take the play. Hand's not bad. It's not incredibly broken, but it has some decent cards in it, so I think we keep. It has a bunch of Eldraine cards, and usually those are pretty busted. Let's go Wooded Foothills, Basic Forests, Birds of Paradise. And then next turn, assuming Birds of Paradise survives, we can Bone Crusher Giant whatever turn 1 thing they play. Prismatic End. We can't Bone Crusher Giant that, sadly. But okay. Birds of Paradise down. Okay. I was going to play Ketria Triome, but now I think I just play Scalding Tarn, because I can either fetch out a Ketria Triome, or I can get a Steam Vents and Bone Crush something, so I think that's the plan now. And something can get its bones crushed, and then I can play a 4-3 next turn. That seems pretty decent. Unless he plays Thalia here, but I feel like he would have sided out Thalia probably. At least after seeing us in game 1 and 2 with pretty much no... Has Thalia still. Alright. So we will get a tapped Steam Vents. Play Steam Vents tapped. No. Untap. Let's shock in Breeding Pool. Can our opponent make us sad for passing the turn? I don't think so, but I want to be safe about it. Wait, did I just... Oh my god, I played that as a creature. Oh, shit. That was the wrong side of that. God damn it, that's annoying. Could add a 2 for 1, just chose not to. Truly embarrassing. Opponent plays Meddling Mage. Meddling Mage hits... What does Meddling Mage want to hit? At least Thalia hasn't grown. So Bone Crusher Giant's still sort of holding it off. Hits Vengevine. So they picked correctly there. Interesting. Well, YOLO. Let's see what happens with Bazaar Trade Mage. We have a Vengevine and a way to activate it, so we might be able to keep going. Well, let's get rid of Ketria Triome and Vengevine, of course, and Merchant of the Veil. And then I can play Stonecoil Serpent as a 1/1, because it'll be able to block Meddling Mage forever. That'll be kind of nice. I will get just a forest with this. Play Stonecoil Serpent. Get Vengevine. It's like your Meddling Mage didn't do anything. Attack, attack. Maybe if we just keep the pressure on our opponent enough, we won't wind up losing the race. Opponent goes to 12. We have some decent blocks available to us, so that's nice. And we have a Fauna Shaman, so we might have a decent inevitability engine. But it really depends on what our opponent plays. Plays Unsettled Mariner, that's fine. Doesn't do that much against our deck. Plays a land, plays another Meddling Mage. Names... Bazaar Trade Mage. Okay, well... a little late for that, I would say, but... here we are. Let's... attack with Vengevine. Maybe attack with Bone Crusher Giant? Yeah, attack with both. For 8. How would our opponent like to block? Blocks with Esper Sentinel and Unsettled Mariner. Works for me. Okay. We'll play Fauna Shaman, and we won't play Blazing Root Walla since we still have our Vengevine. We might be able to do the same trick with Wonder as we did last time. That'd be pretty funny if we get to do that again. So, Fauna Shaman, activate. We would just happen to have 8 power of creatures in play. Well, we can't activate it twice is the issue. Is there a way for us to win this turn, I wonder? If we draw Wonder, we can get rid of Blazing Root Walla, get Merchant of the Veil, and then discard Wonder that way. And vice versa, if we draw Merchant of the Veil, we can... Okay. I think we have a decent shot at being able to win this game. But it's not guaranteed yet, for sure. Opponent. Passes the turn. Fine by me. We get a Blazing Root Walla. Interesting. I'll attack with Bazaar Trade Mage. Opponent goes to 5. Opponent plays Aluris, it looks like. Yep, plays Aluris. Opponent plays Meddling Mage. Okay. What would they like to name? Hint, naming Wonder doesn't do anything. Name Stomp. That's fine, that's in the graveyard. Opponent passes the turn. And it looks like we got a match with Bazaar Trinketvine. Cast Blazing Root Walla. Okay. Tutor with Fauna Shaman. Get Wonder. Untap. Activate Fauna Shaman. Ditch Wonder. Hooray! Alright, I'll see you in the next one.
Hey everyone, Shoe Nice again. Well, basically, go subscribe to Tezzey's YouTube channel. And for those who made it to the end of the video, thank you.